If you're over 65, I have an update for you on that $6,000 senior bonus. Yes, anyone over 65 could get the $6,000 senior bonus. I'm going to give you the latest update on that, as we could see an update and it made official this weekend for the $6,000 senior bonus. I'll let you know what's going on with that. Also, with the big beautiful bill, looks like there is a new update when it comes to Medicaid work requirements. This is newly proposed. So since it is Medicaid, not Medicare, I'll give you a quick update on that. And when it comes to Social Security, new rule change for Social Security overpayment. There are some changes to that, and it is your responsibility, not Social Security's. I don't agree with that, but I'm going to let you know the latest rule changes with that and give you some other important updates as well. Before I dive into the main content, if you appreciate these Social Security updates, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more Social Security updates. So what I didn't mention before is that there is the latest on Trump stimulus checks. Now this is in that big beautiful bill. It looks like up to $13,000 for certain people, $450 more for seniors. I'm going to go over that later on as well. But first, let's talk about the Senate, how Senate seeks $6,000 bonus tax deduction for those ages 65 and older. So this is the $6,000 senior bonus. I'll give you the latest update on it, let you know exactly how it works. So we have the big beautiful bill Act, which is supposed to be voted on this weekend. Now, Senate Majority Leader John Thune is, I guess, locking everyone up and making sure no one goes home until this bill passes. At least that's what he says. So they want to have a big celebration right after July 4th with this bill passing. So when it comes to the $6,000, which currently is in that bill, looks like we're getting really close to it. So this is a big change from the $4,000 deduction, which was in the House version. So now with the $6,000 per qualifying individual. Now, they're all qualifications. I'm going to let you know that as well. This is in lieu of the elimination of taxes on Social Security benefits that President Trump pitched on the campaign trail. Now, the Republicans' tax bill is being done through reconciliation, a process that generally prohibits changes to Social Security. So no taxes on tips, no taxes on overtime, as well as a lot of other categories. They wanted to add Social Security to it, but since it is reconciliation, that is why it is prohibited to make changes to Social Security. Otherwise, they would have just added that as well, no taxes on Social Security. Although through some breakdowns and comparisons, I've seen that no tax on Social Security actually benefits higher income people compared to lower income people. So that's where the $6,000 deduction comes in, the $6,000 senior bonus. So let me get into the details because it breaks it down really well over here. If you weren't sure exactly how it works, this is exactly how it works. I'm going to give you specific numbers and everything. So currently, the U.S. tax code provides an additional standard deduction for those 65 and older, which stacks on top of the regular standard deduction. So for the 2025 tax year, returns filed in early 2026, a single filer age 65 or older can claim an extra $2,000, while married couples filing jointly can add $1,600 for each spouse over 65. So for example, a married couple over 65 would receive a total standard deduction of $33,200. That's $30,000 base plus the $3,200 extra for age, according to the IRS guidelines. So the Senate's new bonus deduction would pile on top of those amounts. So for example, under the proposal, a single eligible taxpayer would be able to deduct a total of $23,000, which is $15,000 standard, plus the $2,000 age base, plus the $6,000 senior bonus, while qualifying couple would potentially deduct over $45,200 if both are eligible. So lawmakers say the layered approach shields more taxable income and would reduce the federal tax bill for many retirees. So let me know, is this a good idea? Are you going to benefit from this extra $6,000 deduction? As mentioned before, it was $4,000 in the House version, but what Trump has said in the past, seniors should not pay tax on Social Security. Well, this $6,000 deduction is actually better than not paying taxes, especially for lower income recipients. or anyone low income over 65. So when it comes to the big beautiful bill, it looks like this weekend they're going to have a vote on it, saying no one goes home for their summer break and they have to pass it. So we're going to see what happens. It's going to be a pretty juicy weekend as we find out. So I'll keep you updated on that. Also, Congress, the big beautiful bill proposes new Medicaid work requirements. So just to be clear, Medicaid, not Medicare. I just want to give you a quick update on this. So new Medicaid work requirements proposed in the Republicans' one big beautiful bill may prompt millions of Americans to lose coverage. So this is for anyone ages 19 to 64. They need to work at least 80 hours per month to be eligible for coverage unless they qualify for certain exemptions. So really curious, what do you think about this? So this is Medicaid, anyone aged 19 to 64, you have to work 80 hours per month. Not a full-time job, it's kind of like a part-time job in order to qualify for Medicaid. Or should it just be given regardless of work requirements? Where do you stand on that? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. All right, let's get into the Social Security overpayment. What to know about the latest changes as Social Security again has made new changes to overpayment, saying, hey, it's not our responsibility if you get overpaid. It's your responsibility, which I don't think a lot of people agree with. Personally, I don't agree with it. If they make the mistake, they should be responsible for it, not the person who receives it, who doesn't know if they're getting overpaid, right? Anyways, take a listen to this video right here, giving you more details of what to do if you get overpaid, how to handle it. Take a listen. Very important.
We always thought everything was good. We kept getting letters saying that they're increasing his payments. Then we get this letter saying we owe $51,000.
This week on 60 Minutes, we take a look at what happens when Social Security overpays people who receive benefits. They can find out years, and in some cases decades later, that they owe thousands or tens of thousands of dollars. I'm Andy Court, and I'm a producer at 60 Minutes.
I'm Annabelle Hanflig, and I'm an associate producer at 60 Minutes.
I think Annabelle and I were both really surprised to learn that even when it's Social Security's mistake, it can become your problem, your debt to pay back.
And that led us to ask experts in the field, what can people do to reduce the chances of getting an unexpected bill from Social Security?
Let's start with retirement benefits. One of the smartest things you can do long before you retire is check the earnings history that Social Security has for you. If you get annual statements from Social Security, you'll find the information right there on your statement. If not, you can go to My Social Security account on the Social Security Administration's website and find your information there. How much you get when you retire is determined by how much you contribute in payroll taxes while you're working. If your record's wrong, that can cause you a lot of problems later on.
But it's not enough just to notice a mistake. You have to let Social Security know about it as soon as possible, and you have to bother them until you know they've fixed the error. One of the most important things you can do is make sure you keep records of all your communications with the agency, everything you send and everything you receive. You should keep detailed notes on who you talk to, when you talk to them, what they said, and how you can get in touch with them again.
If you're nearing retirement or already retired, there are online tools that can help you figure out how much you should be getting.
It determines when...
Lawrence Kotlikoff, the Boston University economist who appeared in our story, created a program called Maximize My Social Security. It lets you analyze complex scenarios, like when you and your spouse should claim retirement benefits. Who claims first and when can make a big difference over the long haul.
AARP also has a basic Social Security tool that's free. These calculators can be planning tools, but they can also help you figure out if something seems wrong. It's worth it to try doing the math on your own because it can take Social Security years to catch mistakes.
The problem in so many of the cases we looked into was not just that the mistake was made. It was that the mistake wasn't caught for 3 or 4 years. And then suddenly someone's being told you owe us $50,000 or $70,000.
And that's why if you're receiving Social Security disability benefits and you decide to go back to work, you have to be very careful. After an initial trial work period is over, you can't make more than a set amount per month, and you'll no longer be eligible for disability benefits. That monthly income limit is called Substantial Gainful Activity, or SGA. It's $1,470 per month right now for most people, but it changes every year, so you have to keep looking it up. I think a lot of people figure, whatever Social Security sends me must be right. It's Social Security. They have all my information, and they're taking everything into account. But we found that relying on the agency to do everything right can be a mistake.
It's a huge mistake. We were told by lawyers that if you can show that you said to Social Security, this doesn't look right, are you sure you're paying me the correct amount? And someone at the agency says it's fine, don't worry, then they have given you misinformation. And that, according to the agency's rules, is grounds to challenge the overpayment and get it waived. If you are receiving both Social Security disability benefits and workers' comp, you've got to tell Social Security about the workers' comp. If you don't, you could end up owing Social Security a lot of money. And we still haven't talked about one of the largest sources of overpayments, the Supplemental Security Income Program, SSI, which is for people with low incomes who are elderly or disabled.
The rules for SSI are particularly complicated. If you're homeless and you sleep on a friend's couch, for example, you're supposed to declare the value of that couch. And because the eligibility guidelines haven't been updated for inflation in a very long time, if your individual assets go above $2,000, you're suddenly not eligible for benefits.
It's important for people to know that if your income is low enough to qualify for a full subsidy of your Medicare Part D premiums, then you also qualify for a $10 a month repayment program if you ever have an overpayment problem. That means Social Security won't charge you more than $10 a month for your overpayment, but you have to contact Social Security and ask them for it. If you just ignore the overpayment notice, the agency might stop your checks entirely.
We said in our story that it's hard for people with overpayment problems to find lawyers to represent them, and that's true. But people who are on SSI often have incomes that would qualify them for legal aid lawyers, some of whom will take on overpayment cases. Also, people who are disabled qualify for free legal help from federally financed protection and advocacy programs throughout the country.
It's worth noting that just as some people are overpaid, some people are underpaid. In that case, Social Security is supposed to notify you and pay you the money you're owed. But your chances of getting that money are greater if you're paying attention and are able to figure out that you should be receiving more.
You can find more information not just on the Social Security Administration's website, but also through their website of the National Organization of Social Security Claimant Representatives, an organization for attorneys who handle Social Security cases.
User-friendly, affordable tool.
Professor Lawrence Kotlikoff and personal finance author Terry Savage have also written a book called Social Security Horror Stories, which contains a lot more information about how the system works and how it could be improved. So one final takeaway from all of this is when it comes to Social Security, don't take anything for granted. Keep an eye on what's going on, because you do not want to someday receive a big bill in the mail.
What are your thoughts there? So I think if Social Security actually updated their system, there probably wouldn't be any overpayments, or they would catch it a lot sooner. But from what I've read is that Social Security system is very antiquated, very old school, needs to be updated, and that's the reason overpayments may happen and may be going unchecked for years and years, and then someone's all of a sudden stuck with a $10,000, $50,000 bill because they were overpaid for many years and had no idea they were overpaid. It was just directly deposited in their account. How are they supposed to know? Anyways, that is all the news that I have for today. Also, actually, no, never mind. When it comes to the stimulus check of this, I'm going to get into this in a moment. But first, take a listen to Bella's tip of the day.
Hi guys, this is Bella. This is the tip of the day. I want to tell you something that you should really use. If you're like the pool or something and like you get hurt or something, you should just try your best, because sometimes that happens to me too, and it's not really fun. But if you got hurt like that one time, I'm sure you could deal with it, and you can be strong and powerful like how you are. So, bye! Hope you have a great day.
So as I mentioned before, Trump's stimulus, which is in this big, beautiful bill, there's $13,000 for families, there's $1,700 for other people, $450 for seniors, all in this video over here. I go over all the numbers, all the details. You're definitely going to want to see that. What money you could get. Also, I'll give you a Doge dividend check update, the $5,000 check. So click that video now and I'll see you in that video. Take care, be safe. Thank you for watching.